Hi, my name is Paul Schreiber. I'm a professor of music theory, composition, and recording technology at Mississippi Valley State University, and I would like to welcome you to MU107 Music Appreciation Online. I've been teaching at Mississippi Valley State University for 22 years. I started teaching music appreciation in 2015, and I've been teaching online music appreciation since 2020. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So when you first log into Canvas, you'll see your courses here. These are my courses, so you won't necessarily see these, but there is one here called Music Appreciation. And let's open that up. This is your course right here. A couple of things down here. There's various things you can see right here. But the main thing is we're on the home page and it has all the modules. But if I switch to the modules tab, it's just the same thing. So you'll always come into this modules tab when you log in. By the way, just a couple things here. You can collapse all. Everything will collapse. And you can expand all, but I wouldn't do that. But anyways, I'm going to open Start Here. Start Here. This gives you some things to do here. Basically, this is the Start Here Welcome, which is the video that I'm making right now. Then there's a Meet Your Instructor. It's my bio. Then there's technical skills and requirements for the course. You should probably go over those. You probably understand it better if you do. Then there's guidelines for student participation in online discussion forum, and we have a discussion forum right here. We also have this other thing called Exploring Canvas. This is all university led. It's not really part of my course, but you'll need to do that, and it is worth points. Okay, notice that the due date is September 23rd. I would start it right away, especially if you're not familiar with Canvas. I would be exploring Canvas. Okay, so this is the start here. I'm just gonna open it up. And this is the video right here that I'm shooting. This is from last year right here. But underneath this, there's a syllabus and my office hours. But you also can find that right here under the syllabus right here. I'm gonna click on the syllabus anyway, so you can see that. There, those two things are. I'm going to go back to the modules or the home page. It's the same thing. Okay, so after we do this, we can go down and there's module 1, and there's a whole bunch of modules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it just goes on to 18, and that's the entire semester. But let's take a look at module 1. So I'm going to open the tab on module 1 by clicking right there. And then you can see this, something says module overview and instructional material for module 1. You'll have that in the beginning of each module, and at the very end of each module, you'll have a wrap up. I'm going to open that up for a minute here. Okay, module 1 overview and instructional material. Now this talks about what's going on in it. There are 2 parts here. There's an elements of music and a Middle Ages 1, and that's all this week. And it's got learning objectives for the modules. Required reading, this is from where it is in our textbook. Goals, objectives, and student learning and outcomes. So the best thing to do is after you're done something here, you click next, because that will bring you right to the next thing you should be doing. You should be doing these things in order. So here it is right here, module 1.1. It's a video. Sometimes there's one video, sometimes there's a bunch of videos. And it's got due dates here. Let me explain this. This is due on August 25th. And it's available from August 19th, which is the first day of classes. And it's due on the 25th, but it is open for a while longer. And I'll explain that later. But anyways, you would click on the video and then you can just play it. Okay? In theory, you can just play it right here. There is one video in the whole course that you can't play from right here, and it'll be in big red letters that you have to click up here, and it'll go right to YouTube. Anyways, when I'm done watching the video, I'm going to hit the next button, and it has a quiz. All right, and the quizzes are worth very little. Total 1 point. There's 4 questions in the quiz. It would say, take the quiz now right here. I can't take the quiz because it's not open yet. I hit preview and it'll give me the same thing here. Okay, so this is question 1. You need to take these quizzes. They're There are 4 questions here. Each of them is worth 0.25 or a quarter of a point. It says, what is pitch? The relative highness and lowness we hear a sound. The organization of beats into regular groups. This is divided into measures, also called bars. The reoccurring pattern of tension and release, of expectation and fulfillment, and the degrees of loudness and softness in music. What is pitch? Pitch is the relative highness or lowness. And so I can select that and it checks the mark there. And then I can move on to the next question by hitting next. Here's the next question. What is dynamics? And we're not going to really go over that. On this side where it says questions, it shows you how many questions you have. It's got a check mark here. You've done it. If it's got a question mark here, you have not done it yet. You might be going through these quizzes and you might get to one and you say, oh, that's the answer to something up here. So if you're on question 4, you can always move back to another question. So just so you know that. I've answered one question and I'm going to just hit submit quiz. And I hope you can see this, but it says you have 3 unanswered questions. See the sidebar. If you're ever doing something and you didn't answer a question, it's going to tell you that. But in this case, I'm just going to hit OK so we can see what's going on. And after you hit OK, it comes up with the questions. What is pitch? I got it right, but the rest of them I got incorrect because I did not answer them. The next thing I want to do is talk about the syllabus. I'm going to click on the syllabus tab right here. There's 2 things here, syllabus and the office hours. Let me just open the office hours real fast. You can click on it or download it. This is my office where I am. And if you've ever been in the fine arts building, there's 2 parts of the building. One has a single floor, one has a 2-story floor. I'm in the 2-story building. If you go in and you go up the stairs, that's kind of in the middle of the 2 buildings. You go up the stairs. When you get to the top of the stairs, you look to the left, and at a 45-degree angle, about 3 steps away, there's something that says office, studio offices. So my office hours, really the best way to get a hold of me is to write me a message in Canvas. By writing a letter in Canvas, it almost always comes to my phone, and eventually I will see it without actually going to Canvas and be able to help you sooner. Also, if you write me an email, you must write me an email through MVSU. Anything else I'm not supposed to pay attention to, because somebody could be stealing your account or somebody could have your name as some Gmail account. Who knows what goes on. But if you're writing me through MVSU, then I know it's you. So you need to have your MVSU account working. Here are my office hours here, just so you know. And let me just explain. This is the YCOM system, but I will be at my desk during these YCOM system times, usually. The recording studio is not in the fine arts building, but it's in the education building, the OP Low building. And if you go in the very front door of that, which is on the street, you just go in that front door, take a right, and just walk by everything and keep going straight down that hallway. The very end, facing you, there is a door, and that is the recording studio. Okay, so let's take a look at the syllabus. Again, this has my office hours, where I am, all that good stuff. Has a course description. It's got a bunch of stuff, that people don't usually read, but you really should be reading it. Here it says performance and evaluation. It says, and I've got this in red, grades are posted on Canvas. All quizzes and test grades will be automatically posted. However, I offer bonus points, and then there's something called attendance, which we'll get to. And I only do that 4 times a semester, and it's listing out. I list it out here. After module 5, you got to kind of wait a few days for people to catch up and for me to calculate it all. It's not that simple. After module 8, the midterm, after module 13, which is large quiz 2, and after module 18, which is the final exam. So other than that, everything will be there. But now let's look at this. Quizzes are worth 20% of your grade. So that would include the 2 large quizzes and all of those small quizzes. Attendance is 30% of your grade, and I'm going to go over how attendance works. This is a big thing right here. Midterm exam is 20%, final exam is 30%. And there's a regular grading scale there. Then it talks about Canvas browser capabilities, and it lists a bunch of stuff in here. If you're having trouble, If you're having trouble right here, excuse me, let's do this again. Right here, you can call them or you can email them to their help desk. Okay? I'm going to pass up attendance for a minute. We're going to go back to it. But there's a bunch of stuff in here that is important for you to understand. At the bottom of this document, it says important dates. And these are the important dates are basically university things like Labor Day holiday, the last day to drop a class, midterm week, last day to withdraw, things like that. After that, we have the music appreciation weekly schedule. Talks about these two activities that we went over in the beginning, and then week one, elements of music in Middle Ages, week two, module two, music of the Renaissance, and so forth. So you can see where you're at and where we're going. Now let's look at attendance. Here it is, attendance. In a nutshell, let me just explain to you what's going on there. Modules open up on Monday morning at like 12 in the morning or 12 a.m. and they close Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So you have a whole week to do a module, like module one, a whole week to do it. And if you complete the module within that whole week, you'll get points for attendance. So let me explain how it works. So let's say you have 7 or 6 attendance quizzes. If you do one attendance quiz, or one of those little quizzes, just one, you'll get 1 point. If you do them all, you'll get 2. So I would personally do them all. They don't take that long, and you get 30%. It's an easy 30%. It really helps. Now, there was another date on it that says until. Well, they go for a while until we come into one of these things like large quiz one or midterm exam and so on and so forth. Each section has a large quiz or a midterm or another large quiz or the final exam. Each section is only covering what we did. We're going to do like a couple of 4 modules in number 1, the first part, and then we're going to take a big quiz on it. And then we're not going to go back to that. We're going to do these other modules, and that's what we'll be discussing on the midterm. In other words, if you get to the final, we're not covering the whole class. We're only covering the modules discussed in the 4th part. So understand that you need to do the modules on time in order to get your attendance points. Very important. So please read this. Okay, I want to go back to the modules. I want to go back to the modules. Remember, modules and home page are the same thing. I'm just going to select the home page this time. And I want to remind you one more time about this exploring Canvas and week 1 discussions. They're going to come up faster than you think. And the university wants you to do it. So let's take some time to do that right away before things get heavy with all your classes. Well, I look forward to this semester, and I'm sure you'll be excited about music appreciation. I know I am. And have a great Valley semester. Thank you.